La la la, here we go. Hey, how's it going?
Hello, hello.
Hello. My face is should be closer here. How's it going? My name is Jarek.
My name's Simon.
Welcome to the I think it's a basically end of the campaign stream.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry I was away, so the team needed to do it by themselves for last few live chats. And as always, it's kind of I'm dedicated to this project, so to Porthaven. If you have any questions, please. No purple hair. No, I didn't dress up today.
No, yeah, we're not dressed up for now for the stream.
Sorry, guys. I had a very important meeting today, so I couldn't dress up. Otherwise, I wouldn't be on time for this one. So sorry. Next time, I can promise. Next time. Right, so what's on today's agenda? Obviously, we're going to go through comments. If you have some, let's go through it. I mean, first of all, thank you for that results there. It's a great one. I think this is the biggest...
It's the biggest DNL campaign we've done.
Yeah, the biggest... Can you hear us, by the way?
Yeah, they can hear us.
Okay. Loud and clear, that's the thing.
Maybe a bit too loud, even.
So yeah, that's the biggest thus far a Dungeons and Lasers campaign. So the team is doing great, I think, and hopefully we see how this one goes. But this one is actually very advanced project. I do have some miniatures to show you because obviously I did count it. We have almost 30 tools designed for this project at the moment, and many of the tools gonna be cut the next few months. So definitely the updates, and definitely ask me anything or those things. We do every 2 weeks. We're gonna be able to show you quite a lot. Was the caves not bigger? Caves wasn't.
No, we already surpassed caves. Well, we're talking specifically about the campaign because the pledge manager, it comes later. But campaign-wise, this campaign's the biggest one we've ever had.
And the pledge manager also includes like shipping cost and everything else. So you don't 9 installment for the next campaign. I know Shimon was asking for that one. Would we be able to change that one for maybe 9 installments? We will see. 9 is a little bit of a stretch because, I mean, actually, it's fair, I would say. It's kind of fair because usually we ship our campaigns with 12 months. So having like 9 months of stretch pay, maybe. I don't know if GameFound is going to be given like different options to have like less... more options in terms of stretch pay, so you can select and choose any one you want, like 3 payments or 4 payments or 9 payments. I know you can do that manually, but having an option would be much better, I think. So I don't know, maybe next campaign we'll see. The pile of bonus loot looks spectacular. Yeah.
Tool-wise, I think this is the biggest campaign in terms of stretch goals, I believe. Well, excluding Deus Lair, because I think we went a bit too crazy there. But it's bigger than caves, I believe, tool-wise. At least that's the current plan.
Yeah.
Potentially.
I'm crossing my finger to get Leviathan. Yeah. Me too. And are we going to also count, because there's new feature here on GameFound. It's what is called. It's called overtime.
It's
something like that, isn't it? So when a campaign is finished, that counter will be like kind of. It will carry on counting for like 10 minutes. If somebody's gonna back within 10 minutes, it will just reset itself and then carry on. So
it's not just backing as well. I think any upgrade, so including any add-ons, it also reset the timer.
Yeah. So that's interesting. I think this is a good thing. I mean, it still keep keep people engaged. And then if there is like like we had this one on Orion, there was like $50. To get one of the extra stretch goals, so I'll probably add it anyway or something, but as always.
Fairy Dragon getting close. We're only 5k away from it, I believe.
I can click on the stretch goals, so where we are, yes, that is gonna be done now. I think we should be also getting through here, maybe even through there. We will see. It's 104. I don't think so. It's a little bit too much. Maybe through the extended time, we'll see. Right, let's see what we have here. Comments.
See, he's not a believer.
I'm just tempering my expectations as always. You know, you have to temper your expectations. Oh God, we have a lot.
We hit 220 or 250. Simon needs to do a speed day event now. Community stretch goal. Yep, I think he could. 9 installments means people are willing to spend more. Campaign reaches the Leviathan, more money in the bank. That's a win-win. So in regards to this, it really depends because we're so advanced with this project. It's a possibility that we'll actually be able to ship maybe sooner than 9 months. Of course, I'm not guaranteeing anything. We're still quite far away from that.
I mean, the biggest challenge for this campaign was the ship. So that big boy there. And we have it in plastic. So I know what we sent out to reviewers are engineering samples because some of the tools require a little bit of fixing here and there, but that was the biggest challenge, whether we can actually do it. So it wasn't kind of like fake it till you make it. We needed first to make it to make sure we actually have it, and then send to the reviewers. So that was my biggest thingy. What might cause a little bit more delay in this shipping campaign in terms of like not shipping within 9 months, but maybe in 10 months or 11 months is going to be Leviathan, because Leviathan is a massive model and it's about 4 or 5 tools, so that still would require a lot of sculpting and then tooling. So I would say anyway, but 9 installments, it's kind of, I mean, I can see more and more people asking for this kind of things, to actually have more installments. We can do that. We'll see. I mean, we're not like, you know, I believe way because it works for the creators and as well for the backers. I mean, more for the backers, obviously. But backers got at least some kind of security if they're going to back some campaigns. Then if they don't like update, they will stop those payments and whatever. You know, then if they don't see any progress, I think this is amazing feature. I know Kickstarter just implement that one, but you got only 4 installments, I think, and only payment is happening every 2 weeks. So kind of it is there, but it's not. If you know what I mean. So just stretch your payment for maybe a month or maybe 2 months, which it's not the best feature. I think what the game found did is actually great. Which one we want to answer?
Guys, we definitely need to get 2.75 million and then another small ship, and then for 3 million a Megalodon. Well, if the end game thing lasts like a couple weeks, we might have to figure something out.
I think one campaign only lasted for about like 5 days, 4 days. Normally it's actually next day it's finished. Not even next day. I think it's like halfway through the day after you finish, like 12 hours maybe less, and it's done. It depending really on what exactly is what people backing for. Board games are different to our type of projects because our type of projects actually the average is quite high per backer, so those have less backers in terms of per hour. And then, as I mentioned, you need a backer to reset that counter for another 10 minutes. So every hour you should get like 10 backers. Every 10 minutes you should get 1 backer. So 6 backers an hour.
It's also enough to just upgrade with like an add-on as well.
Yeah.
In the future, would it be helpful if we could break our order into 2 to get below the $800 US tariff threshold if we want to spend more than that?
Most of the cases, this is what it is anyway, because it's all the cases is like that. And we haven't put that one in update because what's happening is you get 2 shippings from us anyway.
No. That's
such a big...
not happening.
No, too big is not being. Okay.
No.
Okay. Because I was told is basically everything is being shipped anyway in two parcels, because they are so big parcels, they have to be shipped in two separate parcels anyway if you go above that one. But yeah, we're looking at those solutions, and the other thing is basically we're also looking at tariffs, right? Because at the moment the minis is in place, so there is no tariffs. We start shipping caves, we've been shipping heroes, we've been shipping battleground just recently, and there was some 2 customers or 3 customers asked the question about they've been asked to pay tariffs, but we just sent email to UPS and asked the question why, because it's a product coming from Poland, it's a product made in Poland, so in Europe, so shouldn't be any tariffs according to the minis. So we're looking at this one. I mean, if they're gonna, at the moment only in May, 2nd of May, the minis will be cancelled for China products only, and it's going to stay as it is with European products or anything which is not coming from China. So we're in a very, very good position nowadays, to be honest. I mean, the amount of people who are kind of phoning me up and
assuming nothing changes
and asking questions about tariffs and can we make the production for them, because obviously they all getting a little bit worried about what's next. I mean, just recently the new tariffs were announced for China, which is 245%. So it is kind of game over for almost 90% of board game companies out there, because they make products in China. I mean, they all basically buy from China and sell worldwide. And and we decided last year that board games, I mean, I know it's not topic for board games because miniatures are made here as well. You can see the nice video made by Squigma. But starting with Orion, Masters of Orion will be made here in-house. So our first approach to making a mass product board game, I would say, because the quantity is actually there. So it's 6,000 copies or 8,000 copies we have to manufacture. So yeah, nice challenge to have. And then moving ahead, everything would be made in Poland. Be surprised. I mean, even big companies are actually knocking our doors now, asking to make miniatures models for them in Europe because of obviously tariffs,
Is there a story behind the cockroaches unlock? That's just the value of the previous Caves campaign, the value reached during the campaign.
Yeah.
So yeah, just like a reward for passing that total, we just added a stretch goal there. Congratulations on a fantastic campaign. Always a pleasure being part of this community and seeing your amazing company grow. Yeah, thank you for coming by. Have the sales been shown for the ship yet? So we did receive a prototype, but I don't think we're fully happy with it yet. But we will be showing what we have.
I think the stitching is missing there, right? I mean, I've been told the stitching will be around the thingy.
Yeah, we still need to go back and forth a bit and just figure out what we.
We will show you once we have a better prototype. The one which was sent from the supplier, we're not happy, like Shimon mentioned. So it's better to show you something which is basically,
Sorry for the Brexiters, because Archon right now makes the best minis at the best price.
Yeah. Sometimes you see that was actually opportunity, right? So we see every time, all the things which are happening out there. I mean, for us, tariffs on China is a huge opportunity, a massive opportunity, and then we're definitely going to use it.
It's an opportunity for us, but I think it still hurts the industry at large. So,
I mean, yes, but I've got my own thinking because I've been preaching. I've been for many years preaching, teaching and preaching everybody about importance of not having all the eggs in one basket. And most of the companies out there which make board games or even miniatures in China, they were just like, yeah, but I'm after profit. I'm after profit. It's not always about the profit per se, per product, but it's sometimes about how you're going to be supplying your product once something happened. Mm-hmm. COVID was the first, red flag to many companies, and a few of them actually big boys came to us, right? So we had all of a sudden during COVID influx of companies wanting wanting make product, and they stayed with us. We have Mantic back then. We came. They said they couldn't get no product from China. We have GF9. We came to us. So we had those companies come in because they said, like, you basically in Europe, you will be supplying. If something happened like COVID again, which now happens with tariffs, then they're not gonna get the product, or they're gonna get a product, but so expensive that there's no business case there. So I've been keep saying to everybody, but most of the companies just only looking at, okay, I'm going to make more profit if I'm going to make in China, and then we'll stay in China. So now they in a panic mode. So yeah, a little bit crazy times. Hopefully they will find some solution.
It's still worth pointing out that there's a lot of smaller creators too, which don't have in-house capabilities, of course.
Absolutely. I'm not saying about our house. I'm talking about the kind of
the bigger companies. I agree that they probably should have.
Yeah, but it is time for consolidations, really. So I think the time for, especially for the board game industry, that we will see more and more consolidations where the small companies will be try to combine into much bigger companies just to sustain and survive and have outsourcing power through. About 30% more, maybe 35% more. However, that board game will be with you much faster than you will get it from China, because then you have to ship it. On ship is 3 months, and then additional month to get to the to import the product to the borders and move to your warehouses. So you're losing 4 months, at least 4 months of turning around your money and making more profit and producing more, and again profit and producing more. I mean, there's no business case anymore. Slowly, and there is no business case to make products in China. So, and we can see that also in Poland in other companies which make board games, because they all say now, look, if you want to order now, our list is getting full now, so we have to start doing those things. Okay, that was my rant about.
Yeah, slightly sidetracked, but it's fine.
It is, but it's
an important topic.
It is important topic. I think it is important topic. Can you please comment on
V1 can you please comment on the V1 design controversy? V1 not being a Kirin, and then because of the misnaming, because being turned into a Kirin, making V1 design the only pole one not to be made, though it won. I will admit that it was a bit of a mess. But I think we came out for the most part okay. It does seem like it was just an older concept. It definitely wasn't going to be the final concept. I think we could have done a better job on, I guess, letting everyone know that the concepts is for the Kirin or the Dark Dragon as well are still subject to change. But then we did another poll for the Kirin, specifically for the design, and it does seem like the vast majority of people did just prefer the second one over the original or the third design.
You have to bear in mind something, because the concept itself, when we sent to sculptor during the sculpting process, and you had sculptor here as well last week, right? On the camera, they usually during the sculpting process they see whether the concept actually is good in terms of, okay, I will try to replicate the concept one-to-one, but if that doesn't work, I will have to do something else. During the sculpting, they also artists, they see, okay, no, you know what, that doesn't work really. I need to repose it a bit, or add something, or reshape slightly the concept itself, or the miniature itself, one is being sculpted. So concept, it's never going to be one-to-one. If we stick one-to-one, there's a risk of actually having something which a sculptor won't be happy. And at the end of the day, sculptor makes physical thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he is actually turning something which is 2D flat element into 3D. So we had that one with some miniatures in the past. So kind of this is how we work anyway. Yeah.
I'm from the trenches just asking for an LED light. Hope you guys consider that in the design. We can maybe make space for an LED light, but we definitely won't be able to include one in the set. Any thoughts on theme for the next set? Terrain will be Prismacast, but could minis be as well? So we still haven't begun working on the process of Prismacasting minis. Maybe sometime in the future, but we're still relatively far away from that, I think.
I want to start Starside in pre-painted minis.
You do? Okay.
Yes, but it will require actually. So if we're going to make something, I'm going to be having chat, because at the moment all the machines are running at the busy with manufacturing, but once we have more machines to play with, I will try to start with some miniatures, but spaceships, and then maybe if that works, we will see we can do more. But I don't think this process will ever work for. It might work for miniatures, like small tiny miniatures might work, but it will require a lot of work, a lot of setting up, and so on. But I will see first on the spaceship if that's gonna be good enough and we're gonna be happy with it. Like, you know, I've got on my table X-wing there. If that's gonna match X-wing 1-to-1, then maybe we can move on with that project. Then next one will be Titanomachy, so the big mechs. So that could be done in a pre-painted spruce. But, you know, in terms of small tiny miniatures, I don't think so, because the problem is that it might misalign, and if you have a face, right, and then we need to hit 100% almost exactly the spot which was then, you know, overpainted, which needs to be overpainted, otherwise you will have, like, you know, overpaint face in like 0.5 millimeter either way, so either direction. So that might actually don't look very good, and that's what worried me the most in terms of doing such a tiny precise painting. So yeah, so it's a kind of, the process is forgiven. It is forgiven when it comes to doing on a terrain, and even if it's slightly misaligned, you won't be able to see it because it's just like it works with terrain basically. So, but I don't think it's gonna work with, you know, such a like face and then moving to hairs and moving to other elements. So that might be very complicated and difficult to achieve. On a spaceship is different story. The spaceships, because of the bulkiness of them, I mean the smallest ones we have, spaceship for Starsight, they were like 5 centimeters, 4 centimeters, and they're almost one piece. Some of them are one piece, some of them will be two piece push fit. So yeah, there is option for that. So that's what I would like to try it. If it works, then yeah, great. If it doesn't work, then I'm not gonna be doing that one, you know,
yeah,
pushing.
In regards to the next theme, there will be maybe a reveal when the campaign ends, but I'd like to reiterate that it's not set in stone. If there's like a huge demand for a different kind of theme in the post-campaign survey, then we'll most likely go for that.
Can we get a second kit in?
One with and one without wings. The wings are optional, so you can choose to get another one and just assemble one with and one without.
We do have a dragon like that already, Oregon Dragon it's called, and that dragon actually could be assembled with or without the wings. And you have a look on internet, because we're going to use exactly the same idea here in the same concept. You're gonna get a miniature, and then you can attach the wings if you want. So fully, I don't know if that was said on a page, or we haven't said that on a page.
We have mentioned it a couple times.
Just in the comments, right, or something. Okay.
Thank you all at Archon Studio for bringing our pirate dreams to life.
No worries. Thank you as well for supporting us. The comments, the comment board is just like crazy sometimes. You don't see nothing. All of a sudden jumps on with many comments, like there is lagging. But
that's because of your mouse.
My mouse.
It's broken, I'm telling you.
It's probably Mac. Okay. Anyway.
Asked a few times, is there a chance that we get an update kit for the new, for the old market, still to make it, or to make the height, to make it to the right height? I don't believe there are plans for this right now, unfortunately. No, that would require us to like put all the pieces on like a separate tool, and I don't think we have the budget for that right now. So yeah, I'm sorry, but you would have to just purchase the new one if you want to have it of the new height. Sorry. Can we prepay for shipping by manually adding money to the pledge? So when you go to add the bonus amount, I'm not 100% sure if you can then refund that money and use it for shipping.
Oh yeah, because you have to then buy pledge anyway, because you get credits, right? That's how the game fund works.
No. It's there's like a feature you can like purchase bonus amount, which is like normally it's just kind of money that you just want to gift to the creator without getting anything in return. When you go to edit your pledge in the pledge manager, you may be able to delete that and then use it to pay for shipping. But again, I'm not 100% sure on that. So
maybe,
I would
maybe someone in the comments who use that feature.
If there is someone that uses that feature or uses this
thingy,
uses it in that way regularly, then please let us know in the comments, because it's hard for us to say. Will you consider an add-on for the pledge manager with animal minis, like dolphins, crabs, monkeys, birds, and some other sea animals? Like a new one, or? Yeah,
a new one, because we don't have them. So for the pledge manager at this stage, I don't think we're gonna be adding anything new to buy. Well, when I say new to buy, new to this campaign. Again, we need to make sure that this campaign is being shipped on time. That's one thing, and the other thing is that probably going to be adding some elements from case, because case will be shipped before this campaign pledge manager goes up, so that will allow you to get some things from previous campaigns discounted, basically. So that's that. But creating new sculpts, I don't think so. We still have on this campaign, how many models did we sculpt? About 20, 25? There's a bunch of number of sculpts we have to still do it, and if we're going to increase the number of sculpts, then especially for the small models, that's the problem. Small models, like sculpting 4 animals, it's about a month of sculpting. It's about 1 week to sculpt a miniature properly. So for one entire month, we can sculpt a Leviathan. Leviathan may be sculpted there. So this is how, Did you mention about the Hydra having different head options?
Yeah, we mentioned it in the update that came out, I believe 4 hours ago, almost now.
Yeah, so Hydra will have options. You will find some options for Hydra. So when you chop the head off, you can replace it with two necks, and then you put 2 heads on top.
Mm-hmm. Can you also stop making such good models and taking all of my money?
No, we're only gonna make better models. That's for sure.
Just want to say a big thank you to everyone at Archon. As you become one of the best mini companies in the world, you are doing a great job of handling the growing pains.
Thank you.
Well, we're aiming even higher than that. I'd say,
Even higher than what?
Than being the biggest mini company. Come on, you gotta have aspirations.
No, I do have a lot of you know me.
Yeah.
You know me very well.
I know.
I give you a lot of.
We gotta set our goals, unrealistically high.
I give you lots of pressure and lots of goals and lots of targets, and then you come into my office and complain. No, it's too much. It's too much. It's not too much. It's enough. Mm-hmm. It's enough for you guys to actually grow, and this company to grow as well. So, boss know what he's doing.
I'm just saying we can go even higher.
So
the sky's the limit.
Okay, I will double the project's account. Okay, for this year. What do you say? You guys are already complaining.
If you give us the required manpower, then
No, why would I? Yeah, we don't have a room anymore in the office. We get so many people that it is difficult to actually get more people in. We will see, maybe, but the new office is gonna be built at some point, and we'll try to get more people in the office, especially into the designing team, or start maybe outsourcing, although I don't really big fan of outsourcing. We did that long time ago and get burned, so yeah. Oh yes, I have to. We have such a great and talented people in the company, and we trust them 100%. There's always this level of friction between 2D artists and 3D artists, but it's good because it's a creative way of actually doing something great. So yeah, but I'm only going in today if I think they fighting too much about what should be done. So I'm only the firefighter. My role is between 2D team and 3D team. I am the firefighter. That's it. But no, yeah.
with the tariffs earthquake and a full pipeline of already planned projects, we probably will wait a bit more for DNL 8. I don't think the tariffs change much about our timeline for DNL.
Our solution, our thinking, I mean, we do have backup plan. I mean, the plan B and plan C. Obviously, the tariffs they're not gonna go away. That's for sure. It's gonna be not disaster, but politically, it's gonna be disaster if all of a sudden a USA administration cancel all the tariffs. So they're probably gonna stay at some level. I think 10% level, depending from where and how the tariffs. But we're counting on so-called de minimis to be still in place. It needs to be in place, otherwise it will crumble. Everything will crumble without de minimis in place. So de minimis, if you don't know what it is exemption from paying tariffs for the parcels which coming from Europe and to USA, and up to $800. So I don't think they will change. I mean, they try to do that just for China now, and I think that they needed to reverse, and that's what they did. They canceled that because there is no way of actually tracking that one in any point, and so on and so on. So that's that. And the worst case scenario for us is if de minimis will be cancelled, and if you're going to have to work around the tariffs, we are already planning to have a warehouse set up in USA. So it means the product will be shipped from USA within USA. So no tariffs, obviously. So we will pay tariffs on a shipping product from our Polish company to our USA company on the cost of manufacturing. So that's easy. We can accommodate that one, no problem. We will be going now. This will be coming from our own kind of profit. So that's fine. So there is a plan. There's a backup plan. Again, we are in a much, much better position than anybody else, by the way, because we make our product in Poland. So it doesn't matter what will happen. I'm not expecting, US administration to put like 200% tariffs on Europe. That would be just like a real war.
It depends. Yeah, I mean, it depends if it escalates. I think in these times it's difficult to make a plan, and I think that's probably the most cancerous part of all of this is the instability.
However, my predictions are everything which is toys and games will be very, very low tariffs anyway, because there is no way that somebody is going to be manufacturing this one in USA. Toys manufactured in USA doesn't exist. Neither do board games.
Being optimistic. I think being too optimistic. I don't think there's a proper plan in place.
Not proper plan. This will evolve to that, because at some point some people will realize, oh look, you know what, we cannot make toys in USA and there is no toys for Christmas. So what now? We cannot buy them because they tariff. So we have to lower the tariffs at least for some products. Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see. Speaking of Prismacast, are you considering creating pre-painted versions of previous releases, or is that not possible? So we're still making legacy sets pre-painted. Like in this campaign in Porthaven, we have the pre-painted city streets and the pre-painted sewers. But there are some things that we simply can't pre-paint because the machine isn't capable of doing so, because it just can't hit some angles. So yeah, we're still releasing some stuff. Some stuff we won't be able to release. But that's mainly how we're doing it now. How can you gather so many employees with talents in a small city? Well, we do have quite a bit of people working remotely, so that definitely helps. But
we have extremely talented people here on site.
Oh, that's definitely also true.
And many of them people actually we train up from ground up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, our company grew very, very slowly, and partially because we didn't want to overextend, and the other thing was basically getting people to train up. So many departments here, they start from, we employ people with no skills or experience with some of the works they do, like designing games, board games, and so on. And they gradually get there. We had this chat today, and he was complaining that there's so many projects I'm canceling. Like, I don't like it, do it again. I don't like it, do it again. There's a reason for that. Mm-hmm. There is a reason for that, because it's a part of the training. If I got somebody here who is 3 months in and the game created is not, let's say, it's not special, and I feel it can be done better, I'll cancel it, and I will say do it again. But that 3 months of designing the game, there's a lot of experience you gain during that process. So and
I just wanted to also mention Stefan is also a good example. We talked about it actually when he was on the previous live stream where he he also kind of joined our company with, I believe, little to no experience.
Yeah. He was just like, he was this local guy from Italy. He did some stuff.
He's just a chill guy.
Yeah, exactly. But he did some stuff in ZBrush, because his portfolio, he had some examples of things, but obviously wasn't like ready to go whatsoever. And he joined the team, and then he gradually get more and more experience through the team. So yeah. But that's what it is. That's the secret, basically. Get people in and train them up. And yeah, it costs money and basically slow down your growth of the company. But you know what? I don't think we are in a business when we have to grow rapidly. We are not in IT or something like that,
Oh yeah, we're not a tech company. And we're not publicly traded. So that's also another thing, a big benefit, that we're not publicly traded. So we don't have to report to shareholders, and we don't have to show like constant growth, no matter what, every single quarter, at the cost of like the long-term health of the company.
Yeah. So
and wherever else.
Yeah, we actually spent a lot of time building foundations for this company. Foundations were just that was the most important. Build the foundations, see what kind of streams of revenue we can generate it, which is the safe one, which is the safest one, which is the so if you don't know us, if you watch us for the first time, we have plenty things which generate revenue. We have a retail, we have a services, because we provide manufacturing to other companies, right? So that's that. We have like crowdfunding, we have our own products, we have IP games and products. So there's a lot of things we actually do. So
but in Poland we're only known for heroes.
In Poland only for here, that's true.
Yeah.
That's changing slowly. I remember changing slowly into, so Archon did the heroes, but actually those guys been doing miniatures and models for so many years. That's correct, yes. Yeah, and USA we're probably only known from the miniatures, right? I would say.
Yeah, for USA we're probably only known for DNL, would be my guess. Maybe Masters of Orion now too, because
I don't. So on his stream today, Mike Mullins pointed out that there is a lack of ghostly cannons for the ship. Is that something that is going to happen?
There should be some cannons in the.
No, there are, because the cannons, you get those cannons on a sprue. Mm-hmm. So these cannons. So how we're going to make a ghost ship is we're going to make the same sprues we use for normal ship. So the same tools. We're gonna just basically put in different material. So clear plastic material. So whatever the amount of cannons we have there, I'm not quite sure.
It's 13 right now.
13 it's on that sprue. I mean, we can check here.
It's the total on the ship overall. I remember because I checked it. Right, so I think include it for an update.
You have? I think so. I wanted to check. Okay, lovely. And there was somewhere here. That's the ship. So yeah, that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get 13 clear plastic cannons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that will be also clear plastic, and everything will be clear plastic. So yeah. So you don't get them. You don't have to get them separately. You just get them with the set.
Did you expect the campaign to run like it did, financially as well as concerning the interaction/communication with the community and backers?
Every campaign is new experience, and this is our second miniatures campaign. Let's start with that one. Yeah. So did we expect that number? Depending how you look, because if you look at the number of people who sign up for the campaign up front, kinda. If we think about first campaign, miniatures campaign, it's a great success comparing to the first campaign. So Deusler, for instance, right? So that's the thing. I mean, every single campaign, it's a experience, and we have to start. Well, we are writing down all the things we think went wrong with the campaign. There will be survey, so very important. You have to just tell us exactly what you thought about the campaign and what mistakes we did, what was great about the campaign, and all those things. So yeah, we learn from that one. It's a part of the job to actually making sure the next campaign will be much better. So there's going to be quite large survey there. Well, not quite large, but the questions in that survey are going to be very, very important to analyze, or to analyze the answers.
It's time to congratulate Simon with his first campaign. He did a great job. It's not just me. Like, I'm just I throw some ideas at the wall, and you know, a lot of those ideas as well come from you guys. You know, I tend to write them down, offer them up, and we just go from there. And a lot of the team ideas also come from the team as well. So it really isn't just me, guys. I know I'm like, you know, quite present. I often talk to you guys as well, but I'm definitely not the only person here.
So what you have learned from this campaign?
It's a good question. I think...
Because definitely you gain a lot of experience, that's for sure.
I definitely got a better feel, I think, for how much things cost us internally, and how much time things more or less take. I do remember like, the very first kind of pitch was... there was a lot of things in there that would have maybe taken a bit too long. But I think that's probably like the number one thing.
Yeah. So many things when we design campaign, and Shimon, that was the first campaign you have kind of designed with the team, is the campaign, always like that. Every single campaign is, okay, boss, we want to do this, and that. Mm-hmm. And then Jarek sit down with a calculator, no, come on, we have to chop it to the half. Don't do things which basically will never pay back, because obviously we have to make tools, we have to make production. It's going to cost X, Y, Z, so on and so on. So usually I'm the person who is more reasonable in terms of budgeting for the campaign, but usually we set up a budget, we set up the budget for the tooling, and you guys try to fit all the tools with the content. So that's kind of work. Sometimes we make mistakes. Sometimes I think for caves we decided, how many extra tools would we made for caves? 5, 6? Wasn't much.
You mean?
Was it?
What do you mean extra tools?
Like we schedule for 40 tools, and I think it was 45 or 46.
You mean in totality? Or?
Yeah. So the budget was for 40 tools, and then we made more actually for caves, because some miscalculations about the size of the elements and some other things that they fit the tool.
Those also the last second stretch goals, the 3 bosses.
Yeah, those things as well. Yeah, that was a kind of crazy stuff. But yeah,
I wonder whose idea that was.
I don't know. I wasn't there. Mm-hmm. Well, I wasn't there mentally. But in general, that's what it is.
Simon, the treasure hunt was fun. Yeah, thank you. Next time I will do a much more thought out treasure hunt, I think.
Somebody got it, Eric? Somebody got it?
Oh yeah, they solved it in a couple hours.
Oh Jesus, okay, that's good.
It's good because you know the people from GameFound, when we shared the puzzle, they were expecting it to take like a week or something like that, or at least a couple days. But yeah, you guys solved it pretty quickly. I did offer some hints here and there, but for the most part...
you guide them? Yeah.
No, I just offered a couple hints, you know, just to point them in the right direction.
Right, okay. Because I heard it was too difficult.
Yeah, I mean, okay, nobody at the company, I don't think anyone here understood what I was doing.
Yep.
Which was funny. But I feel like it was kind of a learning experience for everyone. Just, you know, learning how all these things function, how you can hide stuff in images and whatnot.
I tell you what I am very proud about it. This is only engineering sample, so it's not finished model yet. We need to just, you know, tidy up the tool and things like that. They just did that tool today, so it's a fresh
plastic.
Fresh out. Yeah, that's plastic. That's fresh out. Have a look on that. Have a look on this model. This model is made out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. Still, have a look on that. The dimensions and everything else, like 3D shape of this model, is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So, you know, this is what I'm very, very happy about it. I'm also very happy about it. That we updated slightly the sculpting, the art style. Yes. Look at that. So the art style, everything, you know, that's what I'm also happy about it. So, you know, the art style was my primary goal to do that, and obviously the team goal, but I set that goal to team, and I say, look, we have to move slightly into different style, please. So, and they were not happy at the beginning. Resistance was there. Yeah. Resistance was there.
We toned it down, which is definitely a good thing, I think.
Yeah, but they went a little bit crazy because they wanted to, okay, boss, say something, let's do it, something crazy. But yeah, and I want to show you this because the quality of things are getting so much better now in this company. Really, like, wow. My favorite. And this is four piece model. 4 pieces model. Come on. I mean, you.
Is there a reason that was your favorite?
Because I like food. It's not that. I mean, have a look on the top plate. Even there, you got cheese, you got grapes, and I'm not sure what's that. Maybe other slice of cheese. But what I'm saying is that sometimes when you get those minis, I think we're very close to big boys. Well, the big boy in terms of what we can achieve here in terms of quality of models. So yeah, as you might know, we have a big projects now, IP projects. So having such a skill in a team in terms of designing, in terms of tooling, in terms of actually making such great models, it will only benefit us and you guys, because you're gonna get better and better quality things. I mean, I think we reached like almost top. What'd you say? Can we make better?
We can definitely make better miniatures.
Okay, new task.
There's always something we can improve on. Sometimes it's definitely hard to sometimes see what you can do better, but that's why you guys exist.
That's a good one.
I saw the video of Squidmire in the factory tour, seeing that mistake sprues are recycled. Is this an idea to add like a deposit on what's left over of our sprues so we can send them back to you? So there is a slight issue with that. It's just sending them back here, transporting them here back to our factory. It causes a lot of waste.
It's a good point. I know Games Workshop is doing this program in their stores. I was thinking about that one. It's a very good question, and I laughed because I really discussed this one other day with my friend and say what we can do. And the first idea was, why won't we just get like your local gaming stores, which actually have our products in store, to collect those sprues, and then if there is some shipping happening back to us, or maybe they will have some defect product they want to return or whatever, ship it with those leftover sprues, So yeah, so I'm saying good question because I've been thinking about that.
Have you showed off all the miniatures here?
They haven't shown.
There's one more thing we can show off here.
Oh, my face? No, you don't want to see my face.
Which is this thing over here. Maybe I'll show the sprue first.
Yes.
But right over here we have the dog sprue, I believe.
Yep.
And we actually have it assembled here as well. Right over here.
It's modular, you can do other angles if you want and extend it to...
There's also a bridge, yeah.
Yeah, and
steps.
Steps.
Say, yeah.
Yeah. Yep, so that's another sprue which is done.
I think we're really behind on questions, by the way.
Oh yeah, I know. Let's go maybe...
Oh yeah. I didn't know Jakub was the Prodigy fan.
Okay, so here are some questions about tariffs. Comments which we already discussed.
I'm just trying for a second time. Will the watery bits of the naiads, the Nereid and the Leviathan, be made of clear plastic and the rest usual grey? Their concepts sure look like it. Ooh, that's a good question. I actually don't know. Do you know anything about that?
No. Not yet, but we can review that one tomorrow on the meeting and see what's the plan for
that. Can you confirm that the ghost ship comes with the additional conversion kit? Yes, it does. Well, specifically, it comes with the add-on. Well, it comes with 2 sprues, and on that sprue there's the ghost holders and the figurehead and some other props. We've been asking for Crazy Doug Dragon for years now that we're getting it. Dreams come true. But now we have to come up with a new crazy request. Are we going to be getting new miniatures after, or new machines after this Kickstarter? Are we getting?
We are getting anyway. Many new machines, but they've been planned last year anyway. So like injection machines, because we have this big project with Blizzard, so we need to make sure that we have a manufacturing capacity for that. And then obviously we start getting more and more for other companies. So all of a sudden we need more machines. We actually installed 2 more injection machines literally like a month ago. So yeah, we are quite there with machines, and then new machines, basically the board gaming cards and board gaming elements machines, manufacturing machines, so automated machines.
This is actually one thing I've seen a couple times now. Any chance of an Archon releasing / maintaining a DNL miniatures / terrain model list? I'm late to DNL party, and it could make catching up easier and could support collecting in the DNL community. So yeah, I think this is something that we have to look into. It would be quite a bit of work for us though, because our graphic team is working really hard on a lot of different things right now.
Could we make like a Google Sheet document?
That's an option, yeah.
Because we use like Google Sheets, it's just basically copy-paste from other documents into one, and then you'll be able to see an entire list of things which we have done it.
Maybe the Excel version of of Google Drive thing. We can maybe like make an Excel and just share it, and then you can just see which miniatures we've made. I think
can make the Hydra add-on. I mean, I've seen that some question about the stretch goals, whether the stretch goal is going to be available as a separate add-on. We do have this option. We're probably going to be doing exactly as we did with Cave. So some of the elements from the stretch goals will be available to purchase separately. That will be including also Hydra. I think it will be just one pack for super stretch goals. So we will see. I'm not promising anything in terms of how it's going to be bundled, but yes, we will have that.
What was the reason for the scale change in miniatures? I like bigger sizes, but thinking about Townsfolk, NPC boxes, etc.
Market requirement.
Yeah, so a lot of other companies make miniatures at the scale we're currently making them at. And the previous scale, it was just too small.
Too small. And it's smaller scale means you have smaller bits and bobs to glue it. So there was always this comment coming back why some things are that small. So yeah, we decided, that was actually when we decided during the Deusler, right, the first miniatures campaign, and when we decided to go for slightly different scale, comparing to, because the other scale was 38 millimeter to the eye level, and the new one is 28 comparing to 32. Yeah. But when we compare our miniatures to competition, everybody actually are at 32. So the thing was we haven't done our homework back then. Which one question do you want to go through?
Can we get the Leviathan as a purchasable product if it isn't reached as a super stretch goal? I'd love to use it in an RPG campaign. I think that really depends, because as we mentioned earlier, like the Leviathan fully, it would probably take like 2 months of work, which means that potentially, we may not be able to ship this year if we do manage to make it on time and maybe begin shipping this year.
There's only one thing which, if we're not gonna get there through that like extended time, there is something I can discuss with team and some optional to make it, but not like a free stretch goal, but optional buy, discounted optional buy. So not like will be retail, but something much smaller, and then make it available through what's the name, Pledge Manager. But this is only this is only my crazy idea now. Probably team will temper this one.
We'll see. Yeah. Simon definitely learned to not promise stuff that is not 100% certain, as opposed to the first home threat campaign. Okay, I'm sorry. I was not the one promising a whole bunch of stuff. I believe that was you. And then we have to be the ones to temper everyone else's expectations.
On home 3 campaign? I don't think so.
On the live streams?
Really?
Listen, I just post the updates. I'm washing myself with responsibility here.
Okay.
There's only 6 minutes left of the campaign, by the way.
6 minutes left, yeah.
Yeah, until we go into the end game thingy.
Okay, I'm checking for questions.
The art style is perfect for Warcraft minis. Yeah. Estimate on EU shipping and how fast we can estimate caves to arrive on average within the EU. We don't ship on country by country with our DNL campaigns. It's just based on what we have in stock, basically. So as for how soon it will arrive,
packing list is created, because we have now automated packing list, so kind of goes from the packing list and so on. Yeah. We have everything in stock, but we clear the stock now and then rebuilding stock and clear stock. I mean, there's one of the videos which I did at the beginning of this on my live streams, one of them which explained exactly how we ship stuff, because this question is keep coming back. But once you get the notification, I mean, this campaign in terms of unpainted one, it's been shipped now. The expectations were, I don't know, you said in the update it's going to be 2 months shipping roundabout. I think much faster we're going to be shipping. We're going to have the unpainted one out, and then painted will start in May, some point in May.
So again, I'm never sure, because I always tend to add a bit of extra time.
It is better
the dates I provide.
Come on, it's better always.
But sometimes that's not enough.
Yeah, it's always better to do that way, to be honest.
I believe you were the one that said we were going to begin shipping of caves last year.
Well, okay, no, never last year, because I know the reasons why we have to move to the next fiscal year.
Pull it up.
There's a things in shipping when you have to always consider something which is called fiscal year. I needed to jump.
No, I get it. Yeah.
However, the team were promising me that tools gonna be done in December. Now the tools were done in final tools, and all the fixes on tools required for this project, for the case projects, were done when in February, March. So it extended for 3 months here on site because we needed to do other things. I mean, to be fair to my team, it's not the team fault. It's it's my fault, because I was taking so much. I put so much work on them. Then obviously that's something couldn't work properly. But
well, at least you're self-aware.
Yeah, I am self-aware about some things. Don't worry about it. There is no progress without pressure. Believe me. I know your generation doesn't understand this.
That is not true. That is slander. Even with the overtime, will the first payment be taken when the campaign is supposed to end?
Yeah.
For those on stretch pay, only asking as it's my first stretch pay.
Yeah, the first payment will happen immediately, and that's it. Yes. So how it works? I mean, how it works basically, the campaign is kind of finish and lock and rock and roll, and then whatever happened after that one is just additional kind of thingy which comes in and with its own separate whatever. So yeah.
I'm so freaking glad that the mighty dog dragon is on board. It's really awesome and a unique beast.
Hey, we just passed 1.4.
Yeah.
Congratulations, guys! Really, congratulations! This is great result.
It's possible we might reach the Leviathan in endgame. We'll have to see. Just joined the live stream. Any chance of having some of the miniatures of the core sets separately as add-ons? I don't believe we have plans for this. Plans for this, unfortunately. Maybe if there's enough demand for it in the Pledge Manager, but I doubt it. Not at this moment.
That's great, because people keep saying about the Duck Dragon. I mean, I know it's a great idea. I know for many campaigns.
It's very divisive. There's a large group of people that really wants it, and then there's another large group of people that really hates it.
Okay. That is correct, yes.
First mention of we're shipping soon was in January 8th update.
And it took us actually to April to start shipping. Although to be fair, also we had like the whole idea and plan for shipping was because we needed to start shipping the Battleground, and we did that like 3 months before the campaign was finished. We start shipping that one. That one actually carried over a little bit, and then the ship was delayed from China for Heroes. Right, when it came through, we had some stock for Heroes to start shipping Heroes. So that was the other thing. So everything like kind of collided and jumped one over another one. I mean, running production, running everything else is just crazy anyway. But yeah. Rats, you want more rats? No problem. Right, let's have a look. We have more comments.
Invoke a next GameFound campaign. Right now it's looking like Starsight.
Starsight is a sci-fi miniatures game. It's kind of our take on X-Wing. I would say like spiritual successor to X-Wing. Which obviously died, so we want to bring something similar.
No, completely dead, I think.
It's dead in the water. You won't be able to buy it. It's not even for sale. I mean, you cannot buy stuff. I mean,
there's a couple seconds left, by the way, of the campaign.
Hey, few seconds left. 1404433. Now that's gonna be challenging for you guys to overtake that number again in the future campaigns.
We'll see. I have faith. Yeah, I think next terrain campaign will probably be even higher because terrain tends to do a bit better than the miniatures.
Yeah. So now it's going into this period of thingy, which means that it's overtime now. And as you can see, it says here on overtime, and that counter is actually still going up. Yeah.
Wow, it's just a couple seconds in, and
yeah.
Oh my. Well, we won't have the stream up as long as.
No, I say I joke aside that we're gonna be carrying on stream till actually this counter is not being reset. But then you told me, you know what? If somebody changed the pledge or do some variation in a pledge, it would just reset the counter. And I was like, oh no, oh no. Then I'll probably have to stay some time because people will probably try to, let's see how long Jarek will last.
Yeah, we'd be here all night.
Yeah, no, I've got work to do tomorrow. A lot. Fortunately, I am working CEO, so yeah. Oh, it's called.
Isn't the goal to be an unworking CEO eventually?
No, it's not. I would rather say blue collar CEO.
Oh, that's cool.
Look, my shirt is blue with lovely logo.
And I've got this limited edition Archon Studio jumper.
You see, the team was actually discussing this today. I know somebody brought this one up today on a meeting. Jakub brought that one on a meeting today. That any chance to having the options to get the private crew in clear plastic, 5 Ghost Pirates plus the donkeys. So I said not during campaign because we don't want to mess up too much whatsoever. Maybe we can reconsider it during the pledge manager. We'll see. But survey will be there. So if you're going to be, fully in the survey. And all the ideas, we're going to be taking in consideration all the ideas. So that might be one of the good questions to ask.
Will extra stretch goals / super stretch goals be available in the pledge manager? Yeah, it should be. But we're not going to give a price just now, of course, because... well, the weight can still obviously change. We're still not 100% sure on how much the stretch goals will weigh. So we'll have to wait until we're a bit more sure. So if I understand correctly, if someone changes his pledge, it will extend the timer too, or is it only if you upgrade your tier? It's if you upgrade your pledge in general. So this includes adding any add-on. So you don't need to upgrade your pledge tier. It's just enough to just add any add-on if you want to.
I think only add add-ons, right? Not do any other changes. Yeah, that's cool. Congratulations on a great campaign. Obviously, yes. Congratulations to the team here, to guys from 2D to Shimon. It's a great achievement. And obviously it is because it's the biggest campaign we've done thus far in Dungeons and Lasers. So. Massive achievement. So congratulations to Shimon, to Jakub, to 2D teams, to 3D teams, to everybody. And come on, you have to be proud about this. Now you can put in your CV. Look, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's number you can be proud. of achieving. So yeah,
let's just hope that it comes with a pay rise.
I will pay you miniatures, you know. Yeah. We can always add. Yes, you'll be able to add more add-ons when the PM is closed. That's correct. Yes.
Thanks for another great campaign. Been with you since DNL2 and love everything I've received. Here's hoping for a baby Tug Dragons to lead off with DNL8.
Hey, that's a good idea.
I think the other half of the backers are going to murder us if we do that. If we end up unlocking the Leviathan, please make it so it towers over the ship. So I do feel like the current pose could be improved. I think it would be a bit cooler if it was like kind of leaping out of the water, kind of potentially onto the ship.
I know he's on the rocks, but yeah, I think so as well. This is what I said about the sculpting, because when the sculptor actually see the concept and start doing the sculpt, and he can see there's something wrong with it, something old, he will change. So so we have to trust those guys as well. They both artists. I mean, you know, 3D team sculptor is an artist. It's two different teams. So the different team works on the StarCraft, and so now we have kind of three teams. We have a board game team, we have a wargaming team, so tabletop miniatures game team, and we have a card game team. So three different teams which work. So separate teams. Obviously, sometimes we use some resources from other teams just to help out of clearing some things and seeing how the rules will work. But yeah.
Shion, so what's next in DNL? So I believe there should be a new update now on the page, which does leave a slight hint of potentially where we could be going in the future. Again, this is just potentially. It will depend, of course, as well on.
Okay.
It will depend on the post-campaign survey. So, yeah, if you guys really want us to go into a certain direction, then we'll go for that.
Overtime. It's called overtime. Oh, that's StarCraft.
It is. Well, it's called Endgame. And that's the teaser we have.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And I think I know what it's about.
Again, that's just potentially where we could be going next.
Potentially, yes. Potentially, but I think I know where this is going. Anyway, we're gonna have a survey and Batman.
Vampire ducks.
That's the... No. I'm buying this idea. I'm going to steal that idea. Yeah, Ravenloft is kind of my thingy. I wasn't referring to that one, but my first D&D campaign was in Ravenloft. Yeah. So, and I thought back then, the Ravenloft is the D&D. It's not like spin-off kind of setting, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Yeah. It's just basically it was. So I love it so much. So Ravenloft. Okay. Thank you. They're having party now. We need to get a party as well. Right.
Again, I'm just going to remind everyone that the wings on the Kirin are optional. I know the update shows the Kirin with wings, but you will be able to remove them. Was there any specific reason why the stretch goals didn't match the theme of the campaign as much as caves? So a lot of it is in part due to the fact that we had a lot of older concepts lying around, and we just wanted to finally use them. Other than that, I mean, you can ask the man over here.
No. The companions, that was my thingy. I wanted companions, and my whole concept for that one was the first opening for this campaign. Before this campaign happened, so the first pitch, let's call it pitch meeting for this campaign was: I want companions, I want dragons, I want ship. That's what I wanted. I did get like 2 dragons. I got my dark dragon, so I'm happy. and I need companions. The reason why we need the companions, because we want to have additional line of companions. They are extremely popular. Companions are very popular. So we wanted to have those companions, new companions basically. So we thought it's going to be a great idea. And then it is a ship, so you need the companions on the ship, right? And that's that. Other things I don't really know. I mean, you try to do, I think the kind of idea also was like, let's see what you can do when you go on a ship and you swim and then you approach an island, and then what kind of encounters you can have on this island. So that was the reasons why you have so many different kind of concepts there. And about rats were just afterthought. It was just like,
I was lukewarm to the idea, but you know,
halfway through campaign somebody said, oh, let's make rats. Like, okay, and I said okay.
I should have said something, you know.
Yeah,
I was just I was out of it at that point. So yeah, it's good to wash myself of responsibility again. That's how we do it around here.
Yeah, imagine the vampire duck hunters. That is, I like it.
Count me in with the were-ducks. They'll be great protectors of the mighty duck dragon. Oh, what have we done?
I think there will be some portion of in the book about the Porthaven.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some portion, so we'll be able to get there.
Yeah, another great campaign. Thanks for that. Yep.
Thank you very much for that. Right, I think we slowly gonna be wrapping up. Let's have a look on the project. It's still going.
Limit duck memes to 1 per campaign, please. I'd be willing to agree.
Yeah, so what I'm going to say, okay, thank you again for supporting us. Thank you for joining our campaigns. This is the 7th campaign, the biggest one we've made thus far. It's still getting bigger, as you can see by the counter. What else there? We hope you're gonna like what you're going to receive from us.
Yeah, and stay on the lookout for caves as well, because we're shipping that out now.
Yeah, so that's that.
Shipping's going to speed up over time as well.
It is ramping up. It's called ramp up. So usually we ship like a small batch samples just to see is everything okay, all right, and then we just ramp it up for a few thousand parcels every week. So I'm not worried about that. We have that is exactly, we got very experienced team on that one. So yeah. We should make more time, you know. I think we should.
We should make. What do you mean?
I'm just looking at that. We should make that one team around Wartime.
Mordheim?
Yeah, Wartime. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, because some people mentioned the Skaven. By the way, you mentioned Skaven. Let me show you something. This is a gift. I got it from Sławek. I'm playing Skavens, by the way. So it's a complete coincidence that we got like Skavens in this campaign, but have a look on that model. This is like 1995. It is out of production. It's a Packmaster, right? So I got that one from him. It's on my desk now. Let me just tell you the date. Actually 87. 1987 miniature. Metal. Skaven. Yep, and I've got my painted Skaven here, very old one, where I actually been spending some time on painting, but nowadays I don't paint anymore, because obviously, why would I paint? And that was one of the Skavens I painted back in that was 2006, 2007, maybe something like that. So yeah. And the full army of Skavens. My lovely rats. I'll show you one more. And that's it. So, but nowadays you got much better paints, by the way. So you have the speed paints and things like that. So to make all these effects, I needed to water down the paint and, use inks. Now you can't get the inks anymore, but maybe you do some other stuff. But yeah, that was me painting miniatures.
You should show me your Necrons next time.
Oh yeah, my Necrons are... This is one of the, I think. Just one sitting over there. Yeah, on a shelf over there. Just one with plenty Necrons. So, is any good to show? I think it is good to show. So that was my Necrons. So that was a moment when I discovered airbrush, and I did like lots of tests on airbrushing models and minis just to see how they're gonna come up. This one is broken. It's got a broken bayonet. But yeah. Anyway, I had a full armies of miniatures now. With release of our new games, I'm going back to painting.
Oh, good to hear.
Finally.
If I end up liking StarCraft enough,
you're gonna take like 30% of my workload.
No, I'm gonna be occupied with StarCraft.
You're gonna take out 50% of my workload, and that 50% of work will be allocated to my time for painting minis. So see, job done. He agreed. Right. What else there? I think that's gonna be. That's it for today. Thank you.
So yeah.
I do have another AMA just on tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Tomorrow is another AMA. Ask me anything. That's gonna be only myself. I'm gonna be showing some stuff and bits and bobs. It's gonna be short one. But yeah, join me tomorrow. And